Hi there, Gemini. It's Jen here from tarotspirit.net. I'm here to do a mid-April reading, this month at least. I was thinking that I had done 2018 overview readings in December, and it might be kind of fun to go back and see how things are playing out so far or not playing out. If you want to go back and check those out, it might be a good time to do that. All right, so I'm just going to pull 3 cards and get some, just do a quick reading for April, mid-April. Ooh, okay. So at the bottom of the deck, we have, let me turn up the brightness here. There we go. We have the 10 of Swords. And it's really interesting in this deck. This is the Vicevesra tarot, which is really cool. It gives 2 different pictorial representations of each card. If you look closely at this suit of armor, it's empty. Like, it's a facade. And it's really interesting because you also have the Tower card. And that too is about a facade, because if you look at the back of this card, I mean, this tower was already a crumbling tower in ruins. So the fact that these people were living in it, I mean, it wasn't sustainable. It wasn't solid. It wasn't something that was going to be able to last. And the same thing here. It's like some situation, you were just a shell of a person in that situation, whether it was where you're working, a relationship, a friendship. It could even be, I mean, it can be something small. That's the thing. When I would get a tarot reading or do a tarot reading and I think, oh my God, my whole life is going to blow up. It's like, no, this is often just, one small situation. But we as humans, we tend to allow a small situation to sort of creep into the rest of our lives. It's just kind of our nature. It's a good idea to just be mindful, like, wait a minute. Okay, things are super stressful at work, but you know what? Things are okay everywhere else. So let's keep things in perspective. But this was something where it was just literally sucking the life out of you. Like you're just empty because it was just draining you. So having this 10 of Swords is good because and the 8 of Cups, you need to walk away in order to bring in this gorgeous Ace of Cups energy, this new emotional beginning. So think about what you need to cut loose this month. And you're struggling with the decision. Wow, I'm just looking at your cards. You're struggling with the decision. This is a very Gemini reading. We have this 2 trying to balance these 2 things, and the Lovers, which is sort of the double, the Gemini, the 2 sides, right? So she's really trying to make a decision from this perspective. The seas are very stormy. And she's really trying to go within and figure things out. But maybe, I mean, she does have a blindfold on, which can either mean going within or not wanting to look at something. This is much more serene, the picture that you got. And it's like, it's like you need to step up out of the water, out of your emotions, and make an intellectual decision. Okay, because our emotions can really cloud things. For example, in a relationship, not everyone's all bad all the time, but you can be in a relationship with a flat out abusive person, but they can be wonderful like 70% of the time. But boy, that other percentage can be really toxic and do lasting damage. So you have to keep it, you know what? Nope. And that's where the emotions, play with you. Well, but he's great this time, or she's great this time, blah, blah, blah. It's like, well, intellectually, no, they're abusive. End of story. Bottom line it. Something around the full moon. So the full moon's at the end of this month for timing. And a good way when you're trying to make decisions is, for me, the Lovers card is about commitment. We can all get up and say, I do at the wedding, but it's the decisions and the commitment, the little commitments you make every day for the rest of your life that's really going to decide whether your relationship is going to last. I mean, if you're always picking going out with your friends for a drink after work over spending time with your spouse, it doesn't mean every time, obviously, but if the majority of your decisions or some big important decisions, you choose something other than whatever you're committing to. This can be a job, a friendship, your family, a relationship, your exercise routine, whatever it is. If you're always, if you're like, oh, I'm committed to exercise, but more often than not, you sit down and crack open crack open a beer and watch TV, you're really not committed to exercise. You know what I mean? So you can use that in yourself, but you can also use that for other people to see if they're truly honoring their commitments. And if the balance is off, it really can do a lot of it's probably, if it's off too far, it's not going to be the best situation for you. It's that burning bush. It's interesting. Here's the other side in case you're interested. I also just got this, I think it's probably meant to be light and dark, but it's just making me think of different races. I just got this message like, also don't self-sabotage because something might be out of your quote unquote comfort zone. Like if you meet someone that's not sort of your typical type or the typical person you date, be open to new experiences, because if you're too closed off, if you're too closed off and you're only staying in what's familiar isn't always what it's cracked up to be. You know what I mean? I mean, that was not the right situation. So be open. Don't judge things by, don't judge things by how they look on the outside. Really take the time to get to know people and not just go by superficial things, because I feel like that sort of may have been what got you into this situation in the first place is, oh, this person has a good job and a house and a nice car and blah, 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 but not really realizing, like, are you truly compatible? Is this really the right, oh, and they have a degree, whatever superficial things we sort of attach to what makes a person a good person. So I think it's challenging you to expand your mind, but also not to stay with someone because they tick boxes that aren't necessarily mean they're right or good for you, or situation is right or good for you. Okay, so thank you for watching. I hope you have a great rest of April, and I'll see you at the May readings. Take care.